In this video, I'm going to share on what has happened in the 4 weeks that I've been running my own business. So my name is Haris. I'm the founder of EduGrow, where I help tutors grow their business. So number one, just to share how much revenue have I made? Essentially $0, right? And for me, I'm not in a rush, but at the same time, I also need to push to get my first few sales. And in a sense, also, I've learned to learn first rather than earn first. In a sense that what I'm lacking right now are skills to achieve where I need to go. Next year's goal is to achieve $100,000 in terms of revenue. And I need to learn the skills to achieve $100,000, which is essentially most of the time sales and marketing. In terms of the product, the service that I'm building, that is where I'm pretty confident that I can serve the customers. But the sales and marketing side of things, that's where I am learning to reach towards, I would say, a full-fledged kind of person in terms of skills. Because in any business, you need sales, marketing, and product processes. And that's where I am, in a way, being patient at the same time reprioritizing on what I need to do. And this brings me to the next point of like building a product that is not new. And in the past 3 weeks, I've been talking to a few tutors, just five, honestly, not a lot. And I was thinking on what I can help with them. Essentially, I've helped with their hiring, also helped with a bit of the processes. And I realized it's like what really helps scale a business is not about marketing, spending ads dollars, right? It's essentially building a machine that can run without you. And that's most of the time processes and people and product as well. In the tuition space, the product itself is the service that you provide to the students of just teaching and improving their grades. So I, in a way, come to realize also is that I don't have to build a new product, and the product or thing that I'm going to sell first is essentially a paid community. So when I was discussing or just texting my business coach, essentially he brought a very good point of saying that right now you are in a problem discovery phase where you talk to tutors and understand what's their problem and see how you can help. And for me, and he also mentioned that you can also get paid, listening to them. And I mean, other than that, I believe that I can help these tutors because some of the tutors are doing admin work. So I realized like, why not hire an admin, build a process, and then you just concentrate on what you're good at, which is essentially teaching the students. And then after that, learn on how to hire so that you can grow the business essentially. And that's one thing that I can definitely give to the tutors. And that's what I believe that I want my paid group to be about, mainly processes. And at the same time, I'm also looking for opportunities to do digital marketing or marketing for tutors so that because I know the process for essentially, how to run an education business, but the sales and marketing, I'm not very experienced in. So essentially, I want to get paid or get results for the tutors as well. So that's why I want to build this community is number one. It's a recurring revenue. I think that's amazing. Number two is that I can teach the tutors on how to run a business without them like being in the business, meaning doing the admins, replying to students, all of that. That should be outsourced as much as possible, or essentially they shouldn't be teaching anymore, lah, right? So that is something I'm working towards too, right? So the next thing is that earlier I mentioned that I've been only talking to 5 tutors in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks now, and that's not great. So what I need to ramp up is outreach, so cold outreach, right? And essentially, there is, I know how to do it. The step by step is essentially find where they are. Luckily, my business coach told me where they are, which is a Facebook group called Community of Tutors. There is around 1.7 thousand members there. So, what I'm planning to do is to outreach through Facebook and get on a call and see how I can add value first and understand their problems and also sell them the paid community that I am building and I'll be launching next year. So that's something that I'm gonna do. Create a process, learn how to cold outreach in Facebook. There is can't just anyhow do it, so I'm learning that. And that's something that I want to do, and maybe I'll outsource it to someone or maybe a bot as well, because 1,700 is a lot, so it's gonna be a lot of time. Then the next part, other than cold outreach through Facebook, is to cold outreach through call. And that's why I learned, because I'm doing a B2B business, because tutors are essentially businesses. I need to, in a way, improve on how I do cold calling. And I bought some courses on how to cold call. And at the same time, I also learned that I need to have a CRM. So for those who don't know what CRM is essentially customer relation management software, right? Essentially, what I need is to improve my cold calling. And how do you improve something is to track it and also record it. Track, record. Track, record, and improve. TRI, right? Track, record, and improve, right? So you need to track whatever you want to improve. So, for example, you want to lose weight, so you need to track not only your weight but also your calories, what you input. Then at the same time, you need to record it. So I bought an app, MyFitnessPal, to just track my calories. So I have to manually input how much I'm eating. And lastly, improve. So how when you see your recorded metrics, you're able to understand, okay, maybe today I ate 2,000 worth of calories, tomorrow I shouldn't eat as much. So that is how usually you improve, right? And with cold calls, because I was talking to a friend of mine, he said, just start. I was like, that's bad advice. Just start. Because I've done just start advice before. I've done cold calling just start before, and it wasn't great. I think it was scary to me because I don't like cold calling, but it doesn't help me improve. So essentially, I mean, before the track record and improve, you need to also learn and prepare, right? So learn and prepare, track and record, and then improve. So in cold calling, there is a way on how to cold call effectively, giving value, and also making them to maybe another call, set a call, video call, whatever. So that is essentially what I'm trying to learn. There's a whole script, and tonality helps because in a call they can't see your face. So they only can hear. And if you're monotonous and trying to like, hey, what's up? It's not good. You need to learn how to be. I'm learning from Jeremy Miner. So I don't know how I knew about him, but he is a very good salesperson, and he is selling a course on a lot of things, and one of it is cold calling, and that's what something that I'm gonna learn this month, so that next month when I try to cold outreach through cold calling, then at least there is a high chance of success versus not knowing anything, trial and error, waste a lot of time, that kind of thing. Okay, so cold calling. And I also need to create a process, right? So I think there was one advice that I saw on LinkedIn, right? On if you want to reach a goal, you have to be someone who already reached a goal. What do I mean by that? So for example, simplest thing, you want to be a muscular person. So what are the habits of a muscular person? Number one, they exercise a lot. They probably train very heavy weights, and they also eat a lot, right? And maybe healthy or not, I'm not sure lah. So essentially, that's generally how someone gets stronger and get very muscular. And that are the habits that requires you to become big. Like for me, like how I gain muscles, yes, is essentially that I have to go to the gym 3 times a week. I have to eat a lot more. And what else did I say? Yeah, I lift heavy up. So if you keep on lifting things that don't push you, you don't really grow. So that's essentially lifting, how to grow bigger. And the next, so this applies to uh, essentially like how to be a millionaire. What are the habits of a millionaire? I think generally number one, the biggest like leverage to just share a bit is that they choose a industry, right, that actually can help them reach to a million. So for example, real estate. That is something that you can kind of get to be a millionaire status, or even education itself. So that's one leverage or one thing you need to choose in terms of your industry, right? If you were to like, start real estate, eventually you get to a millionaire if you learn, be successful and grow. If you choose like something that's a bit like, for example, F&B, food and beverage, then it's gonna be hard. You need high capital. The chances of you succeeding is very low. You need it's the prices of things goes up, so there's a lot of different variabilities, and this makes being a millionaire in F&B very very hard. So that's why it's the number one thing that can help you a lot is choosing the industry. So other than that, a millionaire generally, because my previous education business, we reached 7 figures, right? We track our metrics. We processify a lot of things. Processify means creating automations and all that. We weren't perfect, right? We didn't have like, wow, perfect process system, but we have it. Meaning that if people leave, and then if I need to train, right, then I'll just like, hey, here's the knowledge base of common questions that people ask. Refer to that and answer. That's it. And then after that, if I want to outsource my teaching, then that's where I learn hiring, learn how to filter who are the good potential people that can work for us, and then teach. And teaching is not okay, just teach. It's like there is a process to teach. Okay, you need to do this before the lesson. During the lesson, you need to do this. And then after that, I build a feedback system so that I know whether this person is doing well or not. So all of these things is required to build a business that can run without you. And that's what I feel that that's the biggest leverage. Yes, of course, there's digital marketing, there's sales, but those two, in a sense, is like technically you can outsource it, right? You can outsource a digital marketing agency. For sales, I mean, you can kind of also outsource it, but you tend to also need to learn how to sell. But if you do marketing well, people will just buy. And the process itself, can you outsource? uh if you find someone to outsource your process, great. But essentially, that whole process, this whole business system, you kind of need to know where is it, how to use it, and how to improve it, right? So that's essentially why I believe process, because in every department in any business, sales, marketing, and operations, right, and customer service, what's not, all of them have processes because they give consistent quality, and that's how you run a business. Yay! Okay, so that is essentially why I'm very hard on processes. And a lot of these things you can self-learn or can hire someone. But you essentially need a process, because if you want to grow, you need something that can give you a consistent quality. And at the same time, what I believe is you also need to be very good at your hiring. And that requires a process itself, kind of lah. But yeah. Okay, and so yeah, so for me, my plan this month is essentially just like build the landing page for the paid community, and then outreach to the people on Facebook, and at the same time to learn on how to cold call, and also do a sales call essentially to sell the community. So I just have one thing to sell. Okay, and lastly, like one thing that I'm a bit struggling is admin work. So I don't know do admin work because it's not a good use of my time. And essentially, I have one admin I'm working with, but not very fast in terms of reply or doing the work. So what I'm doing is to create a job post to build a bank of admins so that I can in a way see who are the good ones and who are the not so good ones. And then after that, this allows me to just filter to the very good ones and I can pay them at a higher rate because they are good essentially. So that's something that I'm looking towards to. And yeah, so admin work essentially pretty no, I don't like doing admin work. And for the outreach, I'm probably gonna ask the admin to do as well because that is gonna take a long time. So or I can use a bot, right? So but essentially I need to create a process so that whether it's a bot or whether it's a human, they can actually do it, and then at least you can give consistent quality in terms of that. All right, so that's it for my reflection on it. Am I worried of not making money? I'm fine because it's only 1 month. Gotta be patient, but at the same time, also gotta push for sales. It's like a balance, a weird balance. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.